The explainer. One of the biggest challenges for any business today is getting quick answers from all your data, right? Well, today we're going to dig into how SAP S4HANA's embedded analytics actually makes that happen. I mean, it's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? You've got these mountains of transactional data, sales, finance, you name it. But getting a straight answer out of it, it can feel like you're searching for a needle in a haystack. And that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today. We're going to see how SAP S4HANA's built-in analytical tools are designed to pull those answers right from your live data, basically turning that haystack into a crystal clear roadmap. Okay, so how does SAP actually deliver all these insights? Well, it all kicks off in one central spot. Think of it as your business command center, the SAP Fiori Launchpad. Just imagine this as your personal dashboard. It's the one place you go to start your day. All your important info, all your analytical tools, they all come together right here. You're not jumping between a dozen different systems anymore. And this is the perfect way to think about it. The source material calls it a cockpit for business users, and that just nails it, doesn't it? You've got all your controls, all your readouts right there in front of you. It gives you a complete top-down view of everything that's happening in the business. All right, so we know where we're starting from. Now let's take a little tour of the tools you'll find inside this cockpit. Each one is built to answer a specific kind of business question and to do it instantly. Okay, this is the big one, right? It's the question every manager starts their day with. What are my most important numbers right now? What do I need to know this very second to actually do my job? Well, the answer to that question comes from what are called SAP Smart Business KPIs. So what are they? Think of them as live tiles right on your Fiori Launchpad. And the really crucial part here is that they show you your most important numbers at a glance. You don't even have to open a report or an app. The insight is just there. So for instance, just picture a tile on your screen that's tracking, say, sales order fulfillment issues. If that number suddenly jumps up to 12, just like we see here, bam! You instantly know there's a problem that needs your attention. And with one click, you can drill right down to see exactly what's going on. Okay, so that KPI tile just flagged a problem. The next logical question is, why, right? How do you dig in and find the real root cause of that issue? And for that, you've got something called analytical list pages. Now, these are incredibly powerful. They're tools that let you slice and dice your data from all sorts of different angles, really investigate what's going on under the hood, and react to live information as it's happening. And this chart here is a perfect example of how that works. An analytical list page can instantly visualize your revenue by product group, just like this. You can see right away that finished products are bringing in more revenue than spare parts, which tells you exactly where you should focus your attention. But what if you need to ask a more complicated question? What if the standard views just aren't cutting it, and you need to build your own custom, really detailed report? Aha! This is where multidimensional reporting comes into play. S4HANA gives you over 100 dedicated reports that are just incredibly flexible. The real power here is that you can just drag and drop different dimensions, things like customer, product, region, time period, and build the exact view you need right on the fly. And look at this. It shows you exactly what you can get. In just a few clicks, you could whip up a contribution margin report just like this one. It immediately shines a spotlight on customer TBP99 as your top performer. Now that is actionable intelligence you can really work with. So we've seen all these amazing tools, but you might be wondering, how do they all work together so seamlessly? And on live data, no less. Well, the magic behind the curtain is something called the virtual data model. The real engine behind all of this is a technology called Core Data Services, or CDS views. Now, don't get hung up on the technical jargon. Just think of them as these smart, virtual layers that sit right on top of all your raw data. To really get why this is such a game changer, just look at this comparison. In the before world, your accounting data and your sales data lived in totally separate systems. Trying to combine them was this complex, slow, painful process. But now, with CDS views, you get a single, unified view, and the data is combined in real time, instantly. Here's a really concrete example for you. A CDS view can start with your core accounting data, the numbers. Then it can join that with your sales data, like a customer's address. And just like that, boom, you have one enriched report. This means you're not just seeing a financial transaction, you're seeing who the customer was and where they are, all in one single place. Okay, let's pull this all together. Because this isn't just about making fancy reports. It's about fundamentally changing how you go from a sea of raw data to making really smart business decisions. So what's the bottom line here? Well, embedded analytics lets you look at your data from every possible angle. You can investigate problems on the fly and react to what's happening right now. You can flexibly pull together information from all across your business and even personalize and save your own views. In short, it puts the power of real analysis directly into your hands. And all of that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. If you had the answers to your most critical business questions instantly, right at your fingertips, what could you and your business really achieve? Have you ever really thought about how a